Mary was a thoughtful girl, always lost in her own world of questions. She often sat by the window, watching the clouds drift lazily across the sky, wondering,
what is life really about? Why do people seem happy some days and sad the next?
At school, she saw how her friends changed, some growing distant while others became closer. Her best friend, Light, had moved to a new city, and Mary felt more alone than ever. She noticed how people rushed through their days, worrying about homework, chores, and what others thought of them. But no one ever seemed to stop and ask the bigger question, why are we doing all of this? At night, these thoughts kept her awake. She stared at the ceiling, her mind filled with endless questions.
Why do people argue? Why do some friendships fade while others last? What does it mean to live a good life?
These questions started to weigh on her heart, and she longed for answers.
One evening, after a particularly hard day at school, Mary went to her grandmother. Grandma had always been her rock, someone she could turn to when the world felt too big. She was wise, having lived through many seasons of life, and Mary knew that if anyone could help her understand the meaning of it all, it would be Grandma.
Grandma,
Mary said, sitting beside her on the old porch swing.
I feel so lost. I see people around me, doing things, working, playing, laughing, but I don't understand why. What is life really about? Why are we here?
Grandma looked at Mary for a long moment, her eyes soft and full of understanding. She set down the knitting she had been working on and sighed, but it wasn't a sad sigh. It was the kind of sigh that meant she knew exactly what Mary was feeling.
Ah, my dear.
Grandma began.
Those are big questions, and they aren't easy to answer. But I'll tell you a story. Maybe it will help.
Mary leaned in, eager to hear what her grandma had to say.
Many years ago, when I was your age, I also wondered about life. I grew up in a small village, and every day was the same. I saw people working hard, but they always seemed so tired. I didn't understand why they worked so much if they weren't happy. I wanted to know if there was something more, something deeper, that made life worth living.
Mary was surprised. She had always seen her grandma as someone who had all the answers, not someone who had once been filled with the same confusion she was feeling now.
What did you do?
Mary asked.
I did what you're doing now.
Grandma said with a smile.
I asked questions. I wanted to understand why we do the things we do and what truly matters. And over the years, I learned a few things.
Mary's heart raced. This was it. She was about to learn the secret to life.
Life,
Grandma said slowly,
is like a garden. Every moment, every choice you make, is like a seed. Some seeds grow into beautiful flowers, while others struggle and wither. But each seed matters because it helps shape the garden of your life.
Mary frowned, trying to make sense of her grandma's words.
What kind of seeds are we planting?
She asked.
There are 3 seeds you need to plant if you want a meaningful life.
Grandma replied.
The first is kindness. When you are kind to others, you build connections. You help people feel seen, loved, and valued. In return, your heart will never feel lonely, no matter how far your friends may be.
Mary thought about Emma, her best friend who had moved away. She missed her deeply, but she realized that their bond had been built on kindness. Even though they were apart, Emma's kindness still touched her heart.
The second seed,
Grandma continued,
is patience. Life doesn't always go the way you want it to, and that can be frustrating. But like a seed that takes time to sprout, you must give life time to bloom. If you rush through things or get too impatient, you'll miss the beauty that's waiting just around the corner.
Mary thought about the times she had felt anxious for things to change, for her loneliness to fade, for new friends to arrive. But now, she understood that she needed to give life the time it needed to grow.
And the third seed,
Grandma said, her voice softer now,
is self-love. You are the gardener of your own life. If you don't take care of yourself, your garden will suffer. That means resting when you need to, being gentle with yourself when things go wrong, and learning to love who you are, just as you are.
Mary felt a lump in her throat. She had been so focused on making others happy, on fitting in, that she had forgotten to take care of herself. She hadn't realized how much she needed to nurture her own heart.
Grandma,
Mary whispered.
do you think life is hard for everyone?
Life can be hard,
Grandma admitted.
but it's also beautiful. The difficult moments teach us how to be strong, how to grow. And when you plant the right seeds, kindness, patience, and self-love, your life will bloom, even in the toughest of times.
Mary nodded, feeling a warmth in her chest that hadn't been there before. She still had questions, but now she understood that the journey of life wasn't about having all the answers. It was about planting the right seeds, trusting the process, and finding beauty along the way. Mary smiled as she hugged her grandma tightly. She had found some of the answers she had been looking for, but more importantly, she had found a new way to look at life. The moral lessons. 1. Be kind. Kindness creates connections that last, even when people are far apart. 2. Be patient. Life takes time, and patience allows you to see the beauty that comes with growth. 3. Love yourself. You are the gardener of your own life. Nurture your heart, and everything else will fall into place. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching and God bless you.